Alright, first of all, let's discuss the supplies. Because everybody always asks, what are you painting with? What's that pencil you're using? What are those paints? Like they do the work. But in this case, we're doing a professional portrait. And as we discussed, the difference between a portrait and a regular head painting is that we're going to try to flatter the person in the portrait. In this case, not a problem because the subject we're doing is very pretty. So we're just going to try to hold on to her beauty. What we have here is a palette. Now, I like to do what I call I subscribe to the Raiders of the Lost Art School of Drawing and Painting. For instance, if you're walking down an alley, and on this side of the alley right here, there's a person who's really big with a really big sword, and they're moving it all around, and you're on this side, and you've got a gun, shoot the bastard. What are you going to try to do? Fight him? What if he wins? Okay? He wins, you die. So we want to do the Raiders of the Lost Ark version here. In other words, if you got a tool that works, use it. So in this case, I'm not going to just do yellow and blue and red. I'm going to pick out colors that are closer to what I want in my palette. Starting over here, we have white. Okay? The brand I'm using is Graham. It's pure artist grade oil, real oil. Okay, these are my brushes. If you notice, they're not as beautiful as my watercolor brushes, and the reason why is that oils and acrylics beat up your brushes, and maybe I just don't have the patience to sit there and clean my brushes so perfectly like a lot of people. I'm busy. I like to scrub them in my turp and get them all clean that way, and it beats up the brushes. So you know, I don't use the finest of brushes. Winsor Newton series universities are fine. These are Escadas, which are great brushes, but they're not like my $200 watercolor brushes. So what we're going to have is our brushes, our palette, which is a wooden palette that I bought years ago, and I put glass on there because it's easier to clean the glass. You can use a razor blade. I have turpentine. On this side is my dirty turpentine, and on this side is my clean turpentine. And make sure you never have a glass of soda here, because you're going to be drinking, you'll be cleaning your brush and your soda, and you'll be drinking the turpentine, okay? So that's basically, and what I do is I scrub my brush first in the dirty, and then I move it over to the clean. And then for medium, I just use the turp. You know, it's good enough. Sometimes I use linseed oil. If I'm trying to get it to dry, I might use one of those dryers. Here we go. Titanium white, Naples yellow. Be careful with your Naples yellow. It can make your subject look a little chalky. Yellow ochre is a big food group, definitely a staple. Food group only in the scents. Don't eat it because it will definitely affect your digestive system. Cad yellow. Okay, so these are all my very, very lights right here. Then what I usually do is I go light to dark in all the other colors. So here, burnt sienna is a very, very warm color. And then we go to burnt umber right here, which is a cool brown. Van Dyke is just a very, very dark brown. I don't use it much because it only exists in this palette. I don't have it in my acrylic, and I don't have it in my watercolor. I don't think. I like cerulean blue. It's a nice, cool, cold blue. And of course, cobalt's great. You can mix it with a little black, mix it with a little bit of any of the other colors to make it even darker. Orange, I don't usually have. So since I have it now, man, I'm using it because it can really brighten up your skin tone sometimes. For the reds, I like the Cad Red. And I think you can pay this off just after you pay off your house. Cad Red Deep, and then alizarin Crimson is a kind of a cool red. It's strong. In the conversation, this is the one that's always interrupting everybody else. This is me. Okay. Purple, yeah, I like to put a little purple next to a green. It's fun, and I didn't put any greens out here. Maybe I should. Okay. And then we have our ivory black. Okay. And I'll be right back. I got to get some green. I always need green. A little trick is everywhere that you can put that tone, the color and value you do. So we have it here, maybe a little bit here, and let's see, here. So you're constantly working your painting. This will be a little bit darker here, maybe a little bit right there. We're keying our painting. Okay, and we'll go a little closer. So that's pretty much the light areas here. Let's go a little closer and take a look. Alright, let's work on the eyes. Now, we want to go from general to specific all the time. So here's our maul stick, here's our brush. Okay, to give you an idea of scale, there's my finger. I have a huge finger. Okay, so we want to have this rhythm coming in this way. Always from general to specific. Brush stroke. Okay, this is basically our same light mixture that we have, combined with a little bit of burnt umber and cobalt blue. Okay, so we're putting in the tones. Okay, if you're doing a portrait, keep your scrap close by. And she has a very thick upper part of her eye here, it's the bicularis oculi. Okay, and this is in kind of a shadow area right there. And you see I'm thinking in planes, brush strokes. You're not going to be able to do this unless you have a pretty good solid understanding of drawing. Okay, so if you get frustrated, give me a call and we'll talk about it, but it's always going to come back to study your drawing. Okay, then we're going to put a brush stroke here, it's going to be lighter. See that brush stroke? Where else can we use it? Maybe here? Maybe here? Okay, it's kind of like a mosaic. Now if I move the palette over here every time I want to show you guys how to mix a tone, you're going to spend a fortune on this video. So just keep, just know that this is a little darker tone. When you darken your paint, you're basically adding maybe a darker brown, or you're adding a complement. Like if I'm doing brown, I might, add kind of a green or something if I want to kill the color. We'll cover this on a color video. See. There we go. Okay, see how these tones come together? Okay, I'm going for burnt umber, a little olive green. Olive green should be in every one of your tones, and a little bit of blue, cobalt blue. Okay, and I want to start really kind of hitting these dark areas here. See, brush strokes. And then we got to get that eyebrow in there. She has very, very light, very fair eyebrows. That doesn't mean we don't shape them though. Okay, so we've got that. Clean our brush. Okay, we got to finish this area here. That's pretty light. Let me show you a little bit about the mixing here. Okay, so you see what we're dealing with here? See all these subtle tones? This is what we're looking for. So I'm looking for that light. So I just kind of go like this and move the brush underneath, like this, underneath the camera. Move the brush and try to find that tone. But you see how subtle this is? If I want to go a little darker, I'll grab this tone right there. See, so it's very, very subtle. So this would be like extremes in animation. There's an extreme, there's an extreme. It's taking you around. The more in-betweens, the smoother your animation. The more brush strokes, the prettier your painting. Not prettier, for all you impressionists out there. Not prettier, more detailed. How's that? But it will give you more of a chance of making it vibrate, because you get to put in more planes, more facets. Ladies, if you're going to get a diamond, let's say you get a diamond engagement ring, or maybe guys, maybe you'll get one too, okay? I don't want to get emails. You don't want to just have 2 cuts. You want to have a lot of cuts and a lot of facets, so it sparkles. And that's the same thing with your painting. Okay, you want it to sparkle. Now, there's no such thing as the white of an eye. It's the flesh tone. Okay, so there we go. The light's kind of coming this way, so we're going to cool it down on this side. Keep the white of the eyes as cool as you can. Sounds like a Moody Blues song. Keep as cool as you can. Okay, here we go. See that real subtle right there, that one little tone. Okay, and then we're turning. It's very relaxing. Painting is therapeutic. And I know that you guys have been telling me I need therapy for a long time, so only kidding, only kidding. It was a joke. Okay. I don't need therapy, I need help. Okay, so go this way. Okay. Okay. Clean your brush. What happens is your brush can get dirty. I like to paint with a dirty brush, but where it gets in trouble is when, let's say, you have a warm and then you're going to cool, or if you're going to, cool and then you're going to warm, kind of screws it up. So temperature is real important. So we're going to come in, put in this shape here. Pull that brush stroke down. She's got very pretty bags under her eyes. Okay. There we go. See how I'm really thinking individual brush strokes. Okay, it's the top of the nose right there. Alright. Now the light's going to be coming through this way, so we're going to put a brown in there. Now sometimes you want, for something like that you might want to wait to the next day. You can only paint to a certain point, and then you have to let the paint set a little bit, but let's see what happens. So that's the brown right there. Yeah, that worked. See? Okay, and then we'll grab a little black, a little Van Dyke brown, and put in her pupil. What I like to do is draw the mascara and then pull it down into the pupil. Kind of brings it alive. Nice shape. You've got to be thinking shapes all the time. That's the difference between an artist, not just copying, making it pretty. See? Okay. We're going to take our highlights. Let's put a little blue in the highlight, so it's not just real strong, in-your-face type thing. The light's going to come this way, and it's going to hit right there. So we come in. And there it is. There it comes alive. Cool these areas a little bit. Okay, let's pull back a little bit to see where we're at. Fun. God, I love to paint. But you're an animator, Sheldon. Yeah, I love animation. I live for animation. I love everything about animation. You ready? God, I love to paint. Here we go. Back when I was a kid, you know, in the year 1504, you had to learn everything. You can't just get away with one thing. Okay, so there we go. That's an eye. Let's move on. Maybe to the next eye. There's our finished painting. It's 18 by 24. Now from here, if you keep breaking the planes down, keep breaking down our facets, you can actually make it somewhat photographic. We'll see you guys on the next video.